Mark,
Oh, hey, Paul.
careful. How's it going?
Pretty good. Just keeping up with comics curing cancer. How are
Yeah.
you?
By the time everyone sees this, it will be over. I can say, even at this moment, it has been a wild success, even though it's not over yet.
Yeah, we
So,
surpassed our goal in the first day alone. At the filming of this,
exactly.
we're already over $34,000, and we haven't. We're just now hitting the halfway point through the event.
Right, exactly. We haven't even done the big auction to end it all. So yeah. So I mean, and we've already gotten. We're up to. We have eyebrows that are going away. We have tattoos that are being made. We've got.
Yeah,
Um,
Lee lost his beard. He owes me his eyebrows, and Tyler's tramp stamp is just around the corner.
mhm. So you see, it does help to fight cancer. So. But we're going to actually talk about Catwoman number 58. It is part 5 of the Gotham War, and we will do that right after this. Before we go any further, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like and make sure you comment because all of those help in the eternal fight against the YouTube algorithms. So we are going to get right into it, though. This week it was Gotham War Part 5. It is the Catwoman number 58. This falls right at this begins right at the heels of where the last Batman ended.
Literally right in that moment where Batman takes a breather on a rooftop, and it looks like the battle in his mind is taking an emotional toll on him.
Yes, and so he basically collapses into Selena's arms, but then he kind of picks himself up, and they have a heart to heart where that they think as though they probably need to combine their energies, and he says that they can be combatants, they can be lovers, but they can't be enemies. Which as soon as he says that, there's an explosion that happens. So they always happens right at the wrong time.
Yeah, the city just starts
Um,
blowing up. It was a cool shot as them looking off in the distance at it blowing up. Then the side shot of the explosion kind of closer. Then the building they're on blows up.
mhm. Right, exactly. And we get that shot where Catwoman is on Batman's chest, and she kisses him, which has been in many a movie, many a comic. So it's just the kind of that the iconic Catwoman Batman
Mhm.
picture.
I pictured
Um,
Michelle Pfeiffer for sure.
exactly
Except she
right,
didn't kiss him. She just licked his face.
right. Um, and Catwoman was actually trying to find out what he had done to Jason. Because if you remember, Batman injected Jason with something, and it kind of had a Zero-R effect that basically didn't give him a new personality, but it basically instilled incredible fear into him so that he
Whenever he
wouldn't
goes to
go.
make a bad decision, he gets
Exactly.
frozen with fear. He put a failsafe inside of Jason, is what he said.
Right,
Saving you
exactly.
from yourself.
hmm and so Catwoman goes to go talk to Vandal Savage, and that's where she has her first face to face with Vandal Savage's daughter, Scandal Savage, who has been Marquis up to this point. And so they have a nice little chat about everything that's going on. Catwoman basically is not going to put up with Vandal Savage plan to turn the all of these people that Catwoman has recruited. His plan is to turn them immortal and create his own immortal army for himself. And she says, that's not going to happen. To which Vandal Savage says, okay, then we need to basically take care of this. And out of nowhere, we get the shot of
The
Boo.
quickening. He went full
Okay.
Highlander on Catwoman, who wasn't down for his plans, and just doesn't hesitate, cuts her head off.
Right, exactly. And it is kind of jarring because it's a flip of a page, so you're not really expecting it, and it's a big panel right after that. And so he is now saying now his daughter is can't believe that that's happened because she has actually said that she is more on Catwoman's side than on his side.
And she said,
Um,
"Do you want the bat coming down on us? Or are you crazy?" And he just doesn't care. He considered her a loose end, and he's just laser focused on what he's got going on.
right. So as he is doing that, and he is saying, that he wants to turn everybody immortal. Suddenly, Catwoman's head starts to talk to him.
Yeah.
Just lying.
Oh, here we go. It was just
Yeah,
Clayface, old cellmate that was sent in to get the plans to see what's going on inside the warehouse, and she reformed and headed out to go inform Catwoman.
I get it. Headed out. That's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
um, she goes out to tell him. We find Vandal Savage now goes to, if you recall, there was a third group. There's actually four principals. There's Catwoman, there's Vandal Savage, there was the group of Batman's rogues, and then there's the Riddler, who we don't really see this issue, but he's still out there doing something too. So the rogues, Vandal Savage now goes to the rogues and informs them that he wants their help in what he's going to be doing as well.
Trying to persuade them by reminding him that she has taken all of your henchmen, trying to elevate them to your equals. They are not. They're your lessers. You are basically the lords of this city. Work with me. Power, power, power. Yada, yada, yada.
Um, And so then we switch back and we see Jason for the first time in this issue.
Yeah.
He is basically in the fetal position in an alley somewhere, because everything in Gotham is kind of closed. So there are some police that are patrolling the streets and everything, but they're kind of looking for anyone that's really out, because really no one should be out. And so he has to actually pop up out of a manhole and kind of get across to where he's going. And he talks about how scared he is to do that, but he does it. And as he does do that, he then sees a building on fire, and he's kind of has this internal dialogue when he sees that there's a child on one of the floors, and so he does go in and help him. So he has not lost the ability to be able to overcome his fear when he needs to, but. To your point before, Mark, when he is about to do something that's wrong, that's when the fear kind of overtakes him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He managed to muster up the strength to get in there. He didn't have the strength to get out, unfortunately. He gets in there and
Right.
he freezes inside this burning building with this kid. And then we cut back to the not dynamic duo of Batman and Catwoman.
Right, exactly. And they are basically they're patrolling the streets now. They find Jason inside this building. They go in, they rescue him. We still don't know exactly what's going to happen with part two in his part two of his issues that comes out next week. But they managed to get everybody out. Um,
And we
and
leave it on a cool dynamic one, I think, where they agree that we got to come together like butt cheeks, Bat, Cat, and the Hood. And it kind of ends with this like uplifting moment of them. But one thing that they didn't touch on at all in this issue is that subconscious of Bruce that's really piloting a lot more. We didn't touch on it one bit because this is all from Catwoman's perspective. So I thought right in that moment, I wonder what's really being said in Bruce's mind through all of this.
mhm,
Like he
right,
just
and
seems
we know.
so receptive to Catwoman's cry for help, for working together, for this and that. And we like there ain't no way he's just like, yeah, that's a good idea all of a sudden.
Right, exactly. And we know, I mean, the DC solicitations came out last week, and we know that there's another big issue coming along that's going to have a huge Zur-En-Arrh Batman type of a internal battle again. So, Chip Zdarsky is not done with what he's going to be doing with Zur-En-Arrh at all. Um, we then actually find some just some regular people that are out on the street who are concerned about the fact that there's no fire department. There are bigger things that are. There's no taxi to come pick up somebody that he wants to have done, and he's told basically that there are bigger things going on in this city. And when he says, is this big enough for you? We basically see that now in the next issue, we suddenly have the Rogues Gallery.
With
We
half of them
have
dressed as Batman and Robin.
exactly.
Yeah,
We
Vandal
have
Savage in Batman armor.
yeah,
You got who was it? The ventriloquist wearing Batman
we
and
wearing
that's Scarface
Batman
dressed as
hood,
Robin.
Professor Pig, Mad Hatter, Two Face,
Firefly,
Firefly.
but not
Um,
the Riddler.
correct, but not the Riddler.
Mad Hatter was
So
there.
exactly. So the it seems as though the big battle now is going to be Batman, Catwoman, and Red Hood against, and probably the rest of the Batman family, against his rogues gallery, for another battle for Gotham. That's the Gotham War, right? It's got to be the
Right.
battle for Gotham. Which, having saying that out loud now, just makes me feel as though, you know what, we've done this a million times. That phrase, but we haven't really done it in this iteration or the way that they've done it this time. So,
Hmm.
so
We need a good like
kudos on
this.
the on.
We need a good like
Go ahead.
consistent detective story, like a street level story out of the main Bat title for a little bit.
Hmm.
'Cause everything
Yeah,
they're doing is
exactly.
like the entire city is on the line. Like just
Right.
do do something level for a minute.
Yeah, I think Gotham City has more lives than Catwoman does.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely more than
um,
Jason.
yeah, yeah. But still, another solid issue, I think. Um,
Serviced
it
the
doesn't.
overall story really well. It moved the Vandal Savage stuff and really dove into that. It was solid.
Yeah. It hasn't convinced me to pick up Catwoman after this is over.
Mm-mm. I didn't even pick up
But
this issue.
that's right. That's right.
Went
There you
digital.
go. Yep. I did. But yeah, it, some of the things were intriguing, but I more picked it up because of the Gotham more than I did, for the Catwoman angle. But yeah, like I said, this week we have Red Hood #2 coming out, and then the week after, the first week of actually, I think it's October 31st, I think probably. It is Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Scorched Earth #1, which is the bookend the latter half of the bookend that they
Sounds
do nowadays.
serious. Sounds
It
real
does,
serious. Not scorched Gotham,
right?
scorched Earth.
Scorched Earth. And we have Firefly in there as well. So,
Oh yeah.
um,
Now we know how it starts.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, like I said, good issue. Did move along the story. Can't wait to see where it goes next. Make sure you let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want us to talk about after, because we are planning on doing Beast World, but there's a couple week interval or hiatus for these little events between the end of Gotham War and the beginning of Beast World. So we plan to do some things on the Dawn of DC and everything, but let us know if there's something that you want us to take a look at and kind of do a deeper dive on. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, because we read all the comments, and those are important to us. So, but that's going to be it for this edition of DC Comics Deep Dive. I am Paul. He is Mark.
But we are Legion.
And you are now leaving Sector 2815.